Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Touching You Talk Show. I am Elder Sheila, and I am super excited about my guest tonight. When I tell you these ladies are true trailblazers in the kingdom of God, they are generals in the radio industry, and they have so much wisdom to share with us tonight and funny stories. So I am just happy to have them here. So, first of all, I want to say hello to Miss Carmina Barnett. Oh my goodness. How long have we known each other, ma'am?
Since right after they hung Jesus on the cross.
I was going through my phone and trying to clear out some pictures because my Google is like, you've got too many pictures and you are about to your emails is going to stop. And I found a picture of us, which I should have pulled it. I'm going to send it to you, but it's from like 2018, and I'm like, wow. I didn't know I had met you that long ago. So it's been a while. It's been a while. And then the next person is with Miss Willie McIver, and she's a two-timer. I interviewed her years ago, and I am so happy to have her back.
Good to be back.
She has so much wisdom, and they all the ladies on this panel have a certain sound. Their voices are like radio ready. I have this just normal voice, and they have these radio ready voices. So Willa Mae, I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
She does the voiceovers for the Outpouring Women's Conference videos, and she's just a blessing in the kingdom. So how long have we known each other, Willa Mae?
Wow.
Probably about that same time.
Yeah, or a little earlier.
Yeah. It's been
maybe a good 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while. And it's just been a pleasure, basically, being in the kingdom with you. I appreciate God for you. And then we have Katrina Bryant-Dawson, who I just met, maybe 4 years ago, if that long.
We played jacks with Esther. Come on.
So, and this woman of God, she has that voice. Come on and say something again.
I'm glad to be here.
She has that radio voice.
I am grateful to be honored to be with my sisters I've known for many years.
Yes.
So, this panel is representative. I'm not going to even say how many years in the radio industry. So we'll start. When you just add up all the years.
It's probably over 100 years.
Oh, you're right, Willie Mae. Over 100 years. I believe that.
Wow, that is so amazing. So, Carmina, tell me about you and where are you from? I want each one of you go in a row. Carmina, you start first. Tell me about you and where you're from.
I am born and bred in Oak Cliff, Texas. No, I'm a Dallas girl. I've been here I was never one of those that got to move away and do a different city. I've been right here.
Okay. Wow. All right. What about you, Willa Mae?
I was actually born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah. Migrated here following two of my sorority sisters.
Okay. So you're used to the heat here. Actually, it's hotter in Vegas, right?
Well, it's hotter in Vegas, but there's humidity here. There's no humidity in Vegas. So here it feels like a sauna. In Vegas, it feels like a furnace.
Okay. All right. And then Katrina, tell me about you. Where are you from?
I am from Fort Worth, Texas, funky town.
Wonderful. So all of you were on the same station. So tell me how in the world did you get connected with radio? How did you know that this was your calling, Katrina?
Growing up, living on the south side of Fort Worth, my mother, before busing started, used to take me to school to Morningside Elementary. And I remember growing up listening to I think it was called the Gospel Train back then, before Heaven 97 became what it was. And it was on maybe 4 hours during the morning. And I would just love music. And also got a chance while living in California in the 80s, around 84, 85, looked into a broadcasting school and said, oh, I think I can do that. I don't know about the television thing, but I think I can do the radio thing. And when I moved back and found out that that school had a Fort Worth location, and that's where I started, and the rest is history.
Wow, wow. What about you, Willie Mae?
So I actually attended UNLV, University of Nevada at Las Vegas, and I majored in broadcast journalism. So that's how I got into radio. Went on to intern at a local station there, and then they hired me on full time after I graduated.
Nice. And then Carmina?
Okay, so see, they got professional testimonies. God didn't use me that way. You know, some people just say if God had to drag them through some stuff, I was a drug through person. No, actually, I was actually doing something altogether different. I was in college trying to be a lawyer.
Okay.
What?
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
When I say God said switch, no. But I actually participated in a gospel organization, and I met a guy named Daryl King. And Daryl was
Oh,
like, hey,
wow.
come be on the radio with me. And I was like, radio was right there. Fell in love with it, learned everything I could about it, tried to learn how to run the board, how to do everything. Just it bit me and it just sucked the life out of me. And I haven't been delivered since.
Okay.
My testimony.
Tell me, how has the industry changed from when you were actually with Heaven 97, right? Everyone was with Heaven 97.
Mm-hmm.
How has the industry changed since that time? Because now you can just go and Google the song you want to hear. Back in the day, you had to actually wait for that song to come on the radio. You had to wait unless you had the record or if you had the CD. How's it changed? How did that change the industry?
I think for me, I'm sorry. I think for me, I think it changed because we had to be more, you're right. People can Google a song and listen to it all day long. So we have to be a little more intentional as personalities and as talent. We got to be talking about something. We got to be saying something. We got to have something that engages and draws the people in. Long gone is the, meet me over here at the Shake Shack. We got $3.50 hamburgers. I mean, you got to have real content because we're more educated now. We're at a different level. And so we had to step up. I mean, I know for myself, and I'm sure the ladies will agree, we had to step up. We got to be actually talking about something now.
Right.
Anybody else want to comment on that?
It's so true. I mean, because even back in the day, of course, I was playing music on vinyl. You're trying to make sure that your show is having the right sound and you're not playing too many choirs back to back, too many quartets, and now you have software that can help you with that shuffle and not play too many old songs or new songs or songs that really, as what we have been taught, to meet the demographics of the station that you're working for. And of course, our program directors from Heaven 97, Drew Dawson, Warren Brooks, they will always say, before you turn on the mic, is what you're about to say going to pass the who cares test?
Right.
That part. That's a good thing to think about.
It is. Yep.
So what do you think, Willie Mae?
Well, and they've all kind of touched on it. When I started, I was playing 45s and 78s and 33s records with the needles. And if the needle was kind of bent from use, then we'd have to put a penny or a nickel on the needle to hold it.
I remember that.
Yes.
So we had to go through all of that. And then we graduated from those to carts. And then we had a bunch of cart machines and we were playing carts. And then we went to cassettes. And then we graduated to CDs. Woo, we were doing things then. And now none of that stuff matters except for digital download.
Wow. Is that how and I wondered about that. How does the artist actually make money if you're not buying vinyl records?
There's
streaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they make
streaming
very little money now. They make like 0.03 cents per download. That's all they make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They got to hit the road. They have
Yeah,
to,
that's what I was gonna say. That's why you see
Yeah.
so many of them on the road now, over and
Right.
over and over.
Right. Was it, or you're contracting an A&R person to actually work the record, what we call back in the day, working the record for you.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, tell me about navigating through a man's world. Because I know back in the day, you ladies, you were navigating through a man's world. How did you do that? Tell us how to do that.
Ooh, by the grace of God. I'm sorry, did I step out of turn?
No.
And no shade.
Um,
We're not putting shade on any.
oh, no, no, no. I am not mentioning any names, but I will tell experiences. When I was hired at Heaven 97, actually, backstory in the 80s, I was interviewed in the summer of 85 by the late Joe Bagby and the late um, Jerry. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his last name. Jerry Thomas, who used to be the host of a television show back in the day called What About People?
Mhm.
And so started interning and then got hired. And basically, you had the consensus of the men behind the microphone were basically saying that a woman's days were numbered, that whether, they were counting down till she had kids, till she got married, till she got booed up, or whatever you want to call it. And they just felt that you were just going to quit and go by the wayside, but they forgot that God blessed us with a gift of multitasking.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, it was a man's world. And I still remember, I'm not sure what year it was, and Drew brought to my attention at one point, I was one of 6 women full-time on radio, one of 2 that were was Black American.
Wow.
And so in this is DFW was a major market.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, how did you navigate, Willie Mae?
By learning everything that I could and knowing that I had to be twice as good as the men
Right.
Right.
in order to be able to stay in the game, because they would be looking for any excuse. Oh, see there, I told you that wasn't gonna work out with her or whatever. So I learned everything I could from production to sales to programming to music, so that I would be right up there on the same level as they were. So that's how I managed to maintain.
Amen.
Wow. And what about you, Carmina?
Pretty much the same like Willie Mae, though. I made it my business to learn everything that I could. And then Brother Joe Bagby taught me something. He was like, love the people. So I would get out there and connect with the people. I may not have been the best on the radio, but they knew Carmina was coming. She was, they knew
Right.
I supported the community like I needed them to support me. So I made that a big part of what I did.
Yeah.
So, you talked about supporting the community. How much external broadcasting did you do? Was it a lot back then, or was it minimal? Meaning, like you say, you went out in the community. How often did you do that? Did you have to have a full production crew go with you? How did that work?
Full production crew requires a full production budget. We ain't had that. So a lot of times you just had to get out there and go for it. I think that was our saving grace. I know Katrina was before me, and a lot of times we would go because we knew the KHVN team was going to be there. That was a draw for us to want to come to the event or be a part of whatever was happening. And so I kept that same mindset. And even though I didn't have a whole lot of people to always take out, I wasn't blessed with the full team like they had, but as much as I could, I made it my business to be out there because I felt like that was the best for the station.
That
Anybody
is
else?
so true. I'm sorry, Elder.
Go ahead.
That is so true. It's the same what Carmina said, that sometimes you go out there and sometimes the engineer, I think at that time Ken Fine, would put everything together, and you had someone back at the studio counting you in, and you're broadcasting live, or sometimes you're somewhere with the seniors because they're giving out free cataract testing, and you're on your phone just waiting for the countdown, but just being out there, sitting back and just enjoying each other's company.
That's good. That's good. So, being a radio personality, does that mean you get to get into all of the concerts for free? Tell me.
It used to.
Right.
Yeah, it used to. It used to.
Not anymore.
Oh, Drew and I have been paying since we've been back for 2 years.
It's a different season, friend.
It
It's different.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And there are some people that still get it because they know the value of, and it's not that we're saying, we're above this, that, and the other, but we
Right.
tell people what's going on. If I get on the radio excited about it, then they want to do
Hmm.
it too. So some people
That's
used to
right.
see value in that.
Mhm, mhm.
Those people are gone though.
Oh, I see.
Amen.
I see.
Amen.
I see. So tell me about some of the famous people that that we would consider famous that you met.
Probably between the three of us, we've just probably met just about everybody.
Pretty
God is
much,
good.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess even when you talk about maybe on the R&B side,
Yeah.
Stephanie Mills, uh, Tina Turner. I still remember. I'm not sure what release was out with Tina Turner, but I remember we had about 4 or 5 prominent pastors that were going to be on Robert Ashley's Community Forum show when we were in the high rise in Las Colinas, and I was Robert's producer, and so I was walking them back, and I felt like nobody was still following me. And I turned around and they were all circled around Tina Turner with their cards out, getting her autograph. I was judging. I was not judging. It was funny to me. And I just stood there and I just waited. And when they turned around, they just kind of looked. I said, "Your secret's safe with me. Let's go this way." I mean,
So
but I'm honestly from Reverend James Moore, Donald Lawrence, and Ricky Dillard. I mean, there are pictures everywhere. Pastor Donnie McClurkin. I mean, I remember picking up Donald Lawrence in my blue Ford Escort at the airport and apologizing for picking up. It was clean inside and out. And I remember apologizing. I said, "I am just so sorry that I picked you up in this car." And he's like, "Well, I'm just glad to be picked up."
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Tell me a memorable moment, Willa Mae, of interacting with a celebrity, someone we would consider a celebrity.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many of those moments. All three of us probably need to write books.
Agreed.
Just people, stories that we have. Well, the ones that we
Right.
can tell.
Hmm.
I was about to say, not naming names, but have you had any not so pleasant experiences with some of our some of the people that we consider celebrities? Give me an example of one.
Well, there are some in the industry. There are some artists that are divas, and that's just the way it is. There are those. The majority of them are humble and appreciative of what your career has meant to their career. But then there's some that think they walk on water, and
Yeah.
you just have to say hallelujah anyhow,
Yeah.
and keep it
Right.
moving. But there are male and female artists that are like that, and it's unfortunate. So all you can do is pray for them and keep it moving. But like I said, the majority of them are humble and appreciate what you've meant in their lives and careers.
Mhm.
How about you, Carmina?
I can tell you 2 memorable moments.
Okay.
One, I'm gonna take you all the way back in the Dallas and Fort Worth area.
Mm-hmm.
There was an African American woman on the news named Iola Johnson. Do y'all remember
I remember
Iola Johnson?
her. So
Yes.
proud of her.
So
Yes.
Proud of her.
early on in my career, I got a chance to do one of those telethons or somebody-a-thon on Channel 11. And she was there. And so I was just sitting there looking at her because, growing up looking at her on TV, she was
Right.
like Jesus' little sister to us, right? And so she was standing there and I was just like, she was so beautiful and she was so put together and she was so articulate. And I was like, oh my gosh. So she walked over to me and whatever was going on with my makeup wasn't right. And she was like, oh, let me fix that for you. She started fixing my makeup on my face. I almost fainted.
Oh,
I
wow.
was passed away. I was like, oh, Johnson touched me. So I don't even know what I was supposed to do on the screen because I was just like, she touched me. I called my mother. I didn't have a cell phone back then. I called my mother from the people's phone. Oh, Johnson touched me. That was everything to me. You don't understand because she was the first like real figure that we saw on television and where was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. So she touched me. Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. And then number two, I was like always all day a Winans fan. So the very first time I got to interview Marvin Winans, epic on air fail. Had a whole fan moment, couldn't get the questions out. I was just like, you talk. I have since been delivered. That's gonna be my theme tonight. I have since been delivered.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. And Katrina,
oh my, let me see, make sure I can, protect the innocent here. Well, actually, I remember my first year of college at Tarrant County College South Campus, and Clarice Tinsley was still early in her career in this area, and she came and spoke, and it was just like a wow. And then we saw each other again, and of course she was married to our back then national sales director, Steve Giles. And I just remember telling her, like, oh gosh, I remember when, and you were such an inspiration. We were all at this event. I believe it was the premiere of the Josephine Baker story. Lynn Whitfield was there, just looking so radiant and beautiful, and she was just being so appreciative to all the personalities that were there. It came out, and of course, got a chance to share with Clarice, her being an inspiration, even though on television, but as a minority woman. And so it was just great. And now, secondly, I will protect this person's name. I remember interviewing this popular artist, and they had a dental issue.
Uh-oh.
And so I remember looking over and trying to ask them questions and trying not to look in their mouth and looking up at their nose so my facial expression would not change. Because, hi, Katrina, what is your weakness? I have horrible facial expressions.
That is so good.
Oh my, you can't do poker face, huh?
I was not gifted. I think God had jokes.
That is too funny. So give me, what advice do you have for someone like me? Miss Touching You talk show, it's virtual now. I used to want a radio station, but back then it was like $10,000 to get one started. I'm 19, and I'm 60 something now. And back then, $10,000 was a lot of money to get a radio station started. So tell me, give me some advice. What are the do's and what are the don'ts? What kind of advice can you give me?
You're not still looking to get a radio station, are you?
No, ma'am.
She has since been delivered. She's been delivered.
Okay, she's been delivered. That is great.
No, just being, a broadcaster. I mean, just being a podcaster. What advice can you give me? I know you've probably seen some things that you thought they shouldn't have done that. Just give me some advice.
I really think you do a good job. And the key is to be warm, personable, relatable, so that the people you interview won't think that you're up here and they're down here. So just to have an even keel demeanor about you, which you do have. So, but yeah, I think you actually do a good job. You ask good questions. I think you have really progressed very well. How long have you been doing it now?
3 years.
Oh, wow.
3 years.
And you do a good job for someone that just pretty much got into it.
Yeah, it'll be 4 years in May. The very first person I interviewed was Pastor Sonia. And then the second person I interviewed was Bishop Dickerson. So I felt like I had to sow into my leader's life first, let them be the very first interview. But I don't know. So how do you feel about people who have podcasts that are like gossipy or let me think, or controversial. How do you feel about that? I mean, because I know somebody who they had a show that talked about something that someone was allegedly doing that was criminal. So how do you feel about having talk shows like that?
I can speak for me personally. That's not my go-to. I want people to leave with something positive. It's enough stress in the world. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be stressed out about somebody else's stuff. So for me, I'd rather give you motivation, inspiration, something positive, something maybe to think about, to learn from. That's just not me. I know there's a lot of that out there, and I have several friends that are in that particular genre. That's just not me. Always think about, what do you want the people to leave with?
Yeah.
Right.
Right, right. What do
And
you
I
think?
guess,
Go ahead, Katrina.
oh, I'm sorry. I guess I would say, because I recall looking at something I wanted to talk about while I was on the air one day at Heaven 97. And even though it was about um, Magic Johnson's wife, Cookie, and it was something positive, and I knew that people wanted to talk about his recent status of his health challenge and everything, but I just flipped it around. It's like, Heaven 97 KHBN, that was blah 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 song, and I was just reading in Ebony that Cookie Johnson is doing this event, and wow, it looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be in LA. You should look it up, or if you're there, or and let someone know that this smart woman is going to be there. And so I would say, you want to be just like with you, Elder, you're relatable. You're talking about things that what we know from all our years of experience, that when you turn on the mic, you're talking about something that's going to pass the who cares test. You make me feel that when I'm watching, you're talking to me. I'm sitting at the table with my cup of coffee, and you may be talking to thousands of people, but you make me feel that you are just talking to me.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this talk show is not about me. So let me just put the spotlight back on you. Well, you know what? I just admire all of you. I really do. Powerful women of God. The one thing that I do admire about all of you, that you are humble, you are approachable. You're not high minded, and I really, really appreciate that about you. So, have you ever did this one thing that I did? When we had a celebrity that was here um, just recently, and he had a pop up, right? He had a pop up shop where he was selling stuff. So I said, you know what? I am going to show up to this pop up shop early. I'm just going to show up early. I showed up like 30 minutes early, and lo and behold, he opened the door. It was him. I'm like, I was so excited. I was so excited. So he opened the door, let me in. He was like, okay, you early. So, of course, when I saw him, I ran up to him and hugged him. That was probably wrong. I did it though. I was like, oh, I'm so glad to meet you. And, I ended up buying something. And then I actually talked him into allowing me to record him. That I'm like, let's go live, let's go live. So he allowed me to go live. So have you ever done anything like that before, where you just I almost kind of bogarted my way in there, but in a very nice way, by showing up early, by when he opened the door, I was talking to him like I knew him. And I know he was thinking, this redhead lady act like she know me, but I do know him because I listen to his music all the time. So have you ever done anything like that before? I'm gonna tell you who it is after y'all tell me.
I think I went to that same pop-up shop that you're talking about. And at least you went early. I went dead smack in the middle of it and was like, come on, take a picture with me. Come over here. So, but I think that's the connection. I don't think anything is wrong with it. I mean, and again, it helps them because you're posting, hey, they've got this, or I'm here with, it's all helpful. So I don't see it to be a problem.
Okay. It was Todd Galbert.
Yep, we read the same one.
And he is one of my favorites. So I was so excited. And when I go back and look at the interview when we went live, I was like, oh, look at who I'm I'm like, girl, you should have been so much more professional. But I was
so you had that Marvin
you were
Winans
fanning
moment.
out. You
Fanned out like I did.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a fanatical fan. This is a fanatical fan. But then
I think some of them that have done it for a while, they're kind of used to that. And so given the opportunity, if it's a space where they can, I don't think they mind so much just kind of doing something quick. So
yeah, we went live and I reposted it just like it just happened or whatever. So yeah, it's a good thing. So I promise I'm not gonna bogart anybody else like that. But I didn't know he was here. If I would have known, and that's what I wanted to tell him, like, some of us don't know, and a lot of the people that I know may not know. You know what I'm saying? But he was there and he was at a concert, and I missed the whole concert. So maybe the next time he is here, maybe the next time he's here, then
you can go to the concert.
Yeah, I can go to the concert, and who knows? I don't know. I remember somebody was trying to teach me how to get what do you call it? Some type of pass. Do you still have to do that? Like
credentials?
Media passes.
Yeah.
Media
all
pass.
access.
Yeah.
Do they still do that? Concerts? Do they still allow?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And is it like
They'll have anybody backstage.
They will? Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a matter of safety for yourself as well as the artists or the dignitaries.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so happy that you all are here. The legacy that you're leaving for the rest of us, and the things that you're doing in the kingdom is an inspiration to all of us. So I just wanted you to know that, and I want to publicly say that. So I know you have an event coming up next week. Who wants to talk about it? Carmina or Willie Mae? Who wants to talk about it?
Next week or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Let me put it up. If I wait till next week, I'm gonna miss it. Tell me about it.
It's called the On Air Academy.
I'm gonna
It's
share
part of
my
the
screen. If
gospel
I wait till next
industry.
week, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. It's part of the Gospel Industry Coalition. And one thing I can definitely say this about Willie Mae, which I appreciate about her, she's been on the educating side of really trying to help those of us that have questions or some things we're trying to learn. And so I'm getting there. And so together we're going to be a part of this great event. And it's going to give you tips and just different things that you can do if you are in radio and you want to take it to the next level. It doesn't cost anything. And we've got some beautiful industry professionals that are just going to share their knowledge. Willie Mae is going to be speaking along with Tracy Bethea. She's a part of iHeartRadio. Cheryl Jackson, you hear her there as a part of Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. And then Mike Chandler, who actually owns Rejoice Musical Soul Food. And so they're going to be sharing just amazing tips for free. All you got to do is just register and jump in the Zoom with us. And lucky me, I get to ask them questions and just kind of present it to those that participate. But it's going to be amazing. I am going to have my notepad right there by the screen writing. So yeah, it's going to be so good.
I'm super
Man.
excited. And
All right, congratulations.
I will not wait until next week. I'll be there tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. And then, Willie Mae, do you have any upcoming interviews that we should know about?
I do have one coming up this week with David and Tamala Mann. They're getting ready to go on tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the relationship tour.
Okay.
And it's David and Tamala together. And part of it will be comedy. Part of it will be singing from Tam, all of her hits. And the other part, they will have a married couple in each city that they go to on the tour. They will have a pastor and his wife, or minister and his wife, and they will discuss relationship issues as part of the concert.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm super excited about that. When is that going to be? Do you know the exact date? What was the date?
For the concert here in Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 18th? Is it April 12th, 13th?
April the 12th. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think it's off in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 12th, 13th,
All
and they'll
right.
be at
And then,
Majestic, I think.
okay. All right. And then Katrina, tell me about what you're doing these days.
Since we've been back in Texas, it's been 2 years. I am a member of the DFW Mass Legacy Choir, the wonderful alto section. And also, I serve on the board of directors in media and the A&R side for the project that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. So we're just moving and striving with our CEO, Glenn Robertson and Thomas McPhee and many other people to really get out there and reintroduce, so to speak, this wonderful choir that's been around 30 plus years. So we're just getting ready for so many conventions and things like that. And I would also say congratulations to these ladies with your education, because, I was fortunate, that education was so important now, and even back in the day. I remember teaching classes and being on panels with your Tracy Bethays and so many others. So we should also just be out there, just making sure people never stop learning, whether it's a radio personality or an artist, just working the executive board of a choir or another artist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, May, you had asked if I was looking to start a station. What if there is someone that is viewing that is looking to start a station? What's the first thing to do?
Ooh, they would have to have a lot of money.
Okay. Okay.
A lot
Yes,
of money.
yes.
Like
Still pricey.
millions of dollars or $1 million.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, yes.
stations cost a lot of money. If they're going to do it,
Mhm.
I suggested they start an internet radio station. It'll be more cost effective.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of really good internet stations out.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yes,
and they're so good
yes.
that they're being tracked by BDS
Mhm.
and Billboard track them because
Yes.
they're that good and they have that many listeners.
Yeah.
So we can't overlook the internet radio station because they are forced to be reckoned with.
Right.
Okay.
You're right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pray about that. We'll see
Okay.
about a radio station. But right now, we'll just do the Touch of You Talk Show Network. We'll just do it right here for right now. So there may be somebody that's scrolling by, and I always say this at the end of the broadcast, it may be someone who they're scrolling and then they get to this point right here. They're feeling discouraged. They're feeling sad. What kind of encouragement can you give them, Carmina?
I know for me, and especially as it relates to radio, sometimes you feel like, man, I'm just out here, I'm just doing the show, ain't nobody listening. I want to encourage you because someone encouraged me one day, and it was something I said that I just kind of laughed about, but it was enough to encourage her and motivate her. So you never know who's listening. So stay faithful to it. Keep doing what you know God has called you to do, and He has the people that need to hear what you have to say. Trust that.
That's good. What about you, Willie?
Be patient. Be patient and be a good listener. Make sure you're a good listener because you can learn so much more by being a good listener than by you being the one that's doing all the talking. Even when you're doing interviews, make your questions short so that the person you're interviewing will have most of the dialogue going because it's about them. So just, humility comes into play. Don't make it about yourself. Stay, be encouraged and know that your time is coming, your day is coming, and have patience.
That's good. How about you, Katrina?
Never stop learning. It may be somewhat still a man's world, but there's a place for that woman, no matter who she is, behind that microphone or in print or television. There's room for you, and just go out there and just keep pushing, keep learning. Make sure that that people are respecting you and that you are respecting them. And just be that wonderful person that you are to get out there, be out there in the community. Don't be so big that you can't load up some box fans in the summertime and go deliver them to senior citizens, or even if they're if your radio station is giving away things for Christmas, you don't be so your ego is so big that you can't load up bags of toys and everything and go deliver. I've delivered and not even said my name, and then somebody called the next day and go, "Did you come to my apartment?" It's like, "Yes, ma'am, I did." "Oh my God, I can't believe it!" And then they're coming the following Monday, bringing me a gift of their craft, and I still have one of those things where all I did was show up after I got off the air and delivered presents, for their family because they were part of something back in the day called Heaven's Helper, Heaven's Helpers. And so, but it's just like, just be you. Be you. You don't have to, "Hey, it's 5 o'clock." No, just be you. Talk, you can put the words together, make a complete sentence and be wonderful, because there was such a myth about gospel radio that it had to be broken verbs, broken English, and all of that. And because people would hear probably a Katrina, a Carmina, or a Willie Mae, or an Elder Sheila Black, and go, "Well, why are you, doing this for God? And you should be doing this on the R&B segment. You should be doing this for WBAP or whoever." And it's like, why not give God your best for His people?
Yeah,
absolutely. That's good.
That is
good. Well, I want to thank you all for taking this opportunity to just speak with us and speak with the Touching You viewers. And we appreciate you. And we look forward to just seeing everything that the Lord God is doing in your life. And I will definitely be on the Zoom call tomorrow. I cannot wait. And if all minds are clear, you know how they say that in church. All minds
The whole church.
Where we send the offering to.
The Touching You Talk Show. Have a great day. I want to ask everybody that's watching, make sure and share. Somebody needs to hear what's being said tonight. Someone needs to have a laugh. They may not have had a laugh all day long. They need a laugh right now. Share. This has been Touching You Talk Show. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.